January 25th, 2025. Donald is 60 years old, and he has been on the FBI's most wanted list for the last 2 years. Donald, with his family, lives in Missouri and often travels to Florida. He's known to visit casinos, but on this particular day, he's followed by a traffic stop, which he planned to play smart until.
Driver's license, registration, insurance.
One of the FBI's 10 most wanted.
FBI's top 10 most wanted.
A man on the top 10 most wanted FBI list.
Biggest arrest here
Is now in custody.
But why was Donald on the list? Back in 2022, he was in court for child trafficking. Donald, with his co-defendant Theodore Sartori, worked together in a transactional arrangement from 2013 to 2016, with Donald delivering victims to Sartori in exchange for cash, and in return, Sartori was granted access to the victims. In the following years, Donald would commit more and more crimes. What begins with a one-time action ends in one of the most ruthless child predators. It will take over 10 years and police from all over the states to bring him down. This is the story of Donald Eugene Fields II. The FBI added Donald to the list in May 2023, and the FBI was offering $250,000 for information leading to his arrest. Thanks to the proactive policing by the Lade Lake Police Department, he's finally been captured. Police said Fields has been a fugitive since March 2022 after failing to appear for a court hearing in Franklin County, Missouri. On January 25th, Donald was pulled over in his work pickup truck while he was driving on US Highway 27-441 after the police officer ran his vehicle's license plate and discovered that it was not registered to the car he was driving.
So whose truck is this?
Joe Michaels. I'm an employee.
Okay.
The police officer stopped him and approached the vehicle, asked for his license and registration, and immediately after that, she asked if there were any weapons in the vehicle, to which Donald replied.
Thank you. You got any weapons in the vehicle?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The police officer continued to ask questions, and by his body language, we could see that Donald was getting nervous.
All right, so you don't have registration, you don't have insurance, and all you have is an out-of-date driver's license?
I got to know my driver's license up to date.
Okay.
This is my
But that's the one that you have,
yeah.
is an out-of-date.
I mean, we could call the old owner of the truck.
And the tag that's attached to this truck does not belong on this truck. And I'm going to go check the sticker as soon as I get another officer here because it doesn't look right to me. It looks odd. I'm just going to say that. So.
I'm just a driver. I don't know.
Okay.
Can I get in trouble for that?
Absolutely.
What kind of trouble?
As you're the driver of the vehicle, you're responsible for it. It should be in legal status as you're driving it down the road. So if the tag attached isn't a sign and you can't provide me a tag for it, it's going to get towed.
Oh, come on.
Donald couldn't provide a license and registration. All he had was an outdated license.
Lima 107-232-003, Walter Long.
She immediately suspects something is not right and follows the investigation further by checking the vehicle's VIN when Donald bursts out saying that there's a gun in the vehicle.
I need a VIN.
Right there.
Okay.
There could be, yes. I don't know. There could be, because I always got a gun, but I don't know if I brought it. I tell you, I won't touch nothing, so I'm trying to tell you waggle. I didn't know.
So I asked you that earlier if you had any weapons in the vehicle.
know.
You told me no, and now you said I could have a gun. I don't know.
Okay, but I don't-
Ma'am, you get back in.
Okay.
You get back in. We're going to deal with you one at a time.
Okay, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine.
You want both of them back there? All right. Walk back here. I got.
You can sit on the bumper in the front.
When he was previously asked, he said that there were no weapons in the vehicle.
You got any weapons in the vehicle?
I don't think so.
Okay.
After some time, both Donald and the passenger are ordered to exit the vehicle and wait for an in-detail checkup from the police officers. That's the moment police officers realize that they have one of the FBI's most wanted predators in their hands.
This guy's been a FBI most wanted list if this is him, but he's kind of changed his description.
They want to be sure that they had the right person, so the last thing they did before arresting him was to check if he had his shoulder tattoo on him. If so, they would be 100% sure they had the right person.
Mr. Long, one more thing for me. Can you turn around and lift your shirt? Show this officer your back, please. All the way. There you go. That's good. Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you want to do?
Come on. Hold the arm up.
And then put your arms behind your back.
What?
Put your hands behind your back.
All right. All right.
Stop.
Moving. I'm not pulling nowhere.
Back.
Stay back. Stay back.
Cuss at me!
Stay back. Stay back.
I have back on you!
Once they confirmed his shoulder tattoo, they immediately handcuffed him. That's how an ordinary traffic stop led to the arrest of one of the USA's most wanted criminals. On the 5th of July in Albuquerque, New Mexico, a man was caught driving while under the influence. Upon stepping out of the vehicle, the police officers noticed that his fly was open, and the bodycam video shows that he failed his sobriety test. One of the officers shined his flashlight inside the man's pickup truck and revealed that it was occupied by 6 minors, whom Jeremy claimed were his friends.
They're just my friends.
A former New Mexican convicted of raping a 12-year-old girl. Charges are piling up against an Albuquerque man who at first was accused of driving drunk with kids in the car. Convicted of raping a 12-year-old girl will spend nearly 4 decades in prison. Now he's charged with raping one of those children.
The judge handed down that sentence to Jeremy Guthrie.
Jeremy Guthrie.
This is Jeremy Guthrie from Albuquerque, New Mexico, who was 41 years old at the time of his arrest. Jeremy was arrested on a New Mexico highway while driving erratically, and police discovered 6 children, one of whom he allegedly raped and impregnated after meeting on social media. The reason why the police officers pulled him over was that he was driving recklessly, swerving across the road.
You were in lane number 1. At times, you went all the way from lane number 1 all the way over. Didn't you a signal?
Once the police officer approached Jeremy, he noticed that Jeremy was very nervous and couldn't find his wallet.
There's your wallet right there between your legs.
Sorry, I was a little bit nervous.
The police officer shined his flashlight in the back seats of the truck and noticed multiple children sitting in the back seat and asked Jeremy who they were, to which Jeremy replied that they were his friends, claiming that his friends were 18 years old, which the officer clearly didn't believe.
Crashed. Okay, and then you have a bunch of kids in the car. How many kids? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are these kids to you?
This is my friend.
That's your friend?
Yeah.
How old's your friend?
18.
That girl's not 18?
The officer ordered Jeremy to exit the vehicle, and that was the moment he noticed that his fly was open and asked Jeremy what was going on.
Why's your zipper, your buttons down on your crotch?
Well, I probably just forgot.
Okay. Come back here.
The police officer noticed that Jeremy was obviously intoxicated and asked him how much he had drank.
Okay. Jeremy, how much you had to drink tonight?
I haven't had anything to drink.
Okay, I'm asking you again. Do you think you're safe to drive?
Yeah.
You do?
Absolutely.
One of the officers went back to the pickup truck to identify the children in the back seat.
Okay, how old are you? 14. Thank you. Simple question.
14.
Really 14?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
Officers told the kids to call their parents and pick them up at the scene as they processed Jeremy. Later, the police officers performed a field sobriety test, which Jeremy failed and was arrested for driving while under the influence. Open bottles of tequila and Fireball whiskey were found in the car during the test.
Don't do the test, I'm gonna have to place you under arrest.
Satisfied with the evidence, the officers finally cuffed Guthrie and put him in their squad car.
You want to turn around? All right, so you're gonna be placed under arrest for DWI, okay?
Don't forget his phone. I'll put it in the front seat.
Let's go over here to the...
It'll be easier.
Once booked, Guthrie was accused of raping a 12-year-old girl who was in the car. The girl had a miscarriage during a year of abuse she suffered at his hands.
41-year-old Jeremy Guthrie also had several minors in the car with him at that time. None of them were his own. But now details just released claim he allegedly raped 2 of those kids found in the car.
Charges are piling up against an Albuquerque man who at first was accused of driving drunk with kids in the car. Now he's charged with raping one of those children.
She's going to have to remember this for the rest of her life, something that no child should ever have to go through.
In court, Jeremy's defense attorney claimed that Guthrie was feeling very lonely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That's why he was caught in that situation.
People who were already lonely were even lonelier and could have resorted to drinking as Mr. Guthrie looks like did in this particular situation.
But the prosecutor said that his loneliness was just a terrible excuse for the shocking acts he had committed.
COVID didn't make other individuals rape children. Alcohol is just an excuse. Alcohol doesn't make you rape a child.
Multiple family members were in the courtroom together with Jeremy. His ex-wife, a victim of abuse herself, pleaded with the court that Jeremy deserves a second chance.
I know most people don't believe that Jeremy deserves a second chance, but I sure hope that they believe that his son does.
The jury found Jeremy guilty on 9 accounts of rape. The state asked for the maximum possible sentence of 112 years.
I want to apologize to the family and everyone for all the problems that I caused. That was never my intention, but I'm truly sorry.
That was a half-ass apology from the defendant. He didn't take any responsibility for what he did.
And Jeremy Guthrie was sentenced to 36 years in prison. During the arrest, 2 girls were present in Jeremy's pickup truck. The twins' grandmother informed the police that Jeremy had been abusing the girls for over a year.
And then I got a call that they were all in the car. There was six of them and was with this guy. So I had no clue. It makes me sick to what he did to my granddaughters, and he's just a very, very sick person.
The grandmother says the girls know Guthrie after he reached out to them on Snapchat at least a year ago. Prosecutors believe there may be 2 other victims of Guthrie's. He has a pretrial detention hearing tomorrow to see whether he will stay behind bars until his trial.
One of the girls told the police that she had met Jeremy on Snapchat and that Jeremy had been regularly abusing her over the course of that year. Even after being sentenced to almost 4 decades in prison, Jeremy Guthrie didn't stop there. During his time behind bars, Guthrie allegedly sent a text message to one of his teenage victims using a prison guard's cell phone, but there was no further investigation for this case. Guthrie remains behind bars in Albuquerque's Metropolitan Detention Center and will remain there for a long time to reflect on his actions.